don't mean you're doing a good job as a parent. I know in our society, both men and women should do our best to be good parents. I know being a black man, we get a bad rap sometime of a deadbeat father, or you get called all these names when the woman or society feels you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But, you know, both men and women need to be called to the table, because the mother is the nurturer. The mother is the one that consumes the most time around the child most of the time, right? So as moms and fathers, we got to do a better job of like I said, grooming our kids, man, making sure they speak, brush their teeth, make sure they got shoes and socks on. You know what I'm saying? If you don't take and this is my opinion, family, if you don't take the necessary time to groom your kids, if you don't take the necessary time to train them in a particular way, society is going to do it for you. Society is going to do it for you. If you don't teach them how to speak properly, speak properly as in using big words or shit like that, just how to articulate what they're feeling to somebody. You see what I'm saying? As simple as that. If you don't take the time to read to them, if you don't take the time to create a family structure for them, we sending them out in the world on some real rebellious, fucked up shit, y'all. And I'm being a father of 5, I'm guilty of these things to a degree as well. So by no means am I talking down to the family. I'm speaking from watching my personal experiences and watching people around. And I learned early on, being, like I said, a young black man. I had 5 kids. I have 5 kids now. I have 4 kids by the age of 23 years old, family. So I was in a situation where I had these 4 little kids, like they were small, 9 and under. You know what I'm saying? 4 of them. I had to figure out ways because I didn't want to go to a store and people look at me funny because my kids is running all around. I didn't want to go to environments because it was more than one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to go to environments and be embarrassed, or go to environments and feel uncomfortable because of how my children was acting. But what I learned, family, in my black family, females, fathers who have young kids or kids who be in your home, understand this, family. Your house, it should be used as your training ground for everything you want your kids to be, for every lesson you want them to learn. All of this shit should be done right in the home. If you have problems with your kids sitting down, if you have problems with your kids grooming themselves, if you have problems with your kids with their hygiene, all of this type of shit should be handled right in your home. So when you in the house, you want them to sit down. I figured out ways to make sure all my kids, if I need them to sit down and watch TV, y'all ass gonna sit down and watch TV. Now, it can be a struggle, but inside of the home is where you work on that struggle. You know, because I see a lot of parents, right, outside of their home, they're at a game or they're at some event and they're embarrassed because the little boy's running around, or they're embarrassed because he's picking up shit off the ground and putting it in his mouth. Man, look, that's indicative of your parenting. That's indicative of what you doing in your house or not doing in your house. I can see the embarrassed look on parents' faces, and I'm like, all right, they didn't think this shit through. They didn't realize that if in the house you're not disciplining them, in the house you're not creating structure, they're gonna go outside of your house and do whatever the fuck they want to do. You see what I'm saying? And it's never too late, but you can get to a point where your kids are older now and they're out of the adolescent phase. They're not 5, 6, 7, 8 no more. So if there are things you didn't teach them when they were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, it's going to be really difficult to show them those same things at 10, 12, 13. It's possible, but you're making shit much more difficult for yourself. So again, family, everything we go through in this society, we all have a role to play in that. I see a lot of people who comment, who be on social media going in on everything that's happening in society with Donald Trump, with different racist factions of society, with entertainment, all these different things that happens. I'm cool with it. You want to discuss these things, you want to be outraged by shit that's going on, cool. But the biggest thing we can do, one of the biggest things we can do, is take the children that we have under us and formulate structure for them, formulate discipline for them, make sure they're presenting themselves the correct way when they go out into society. And again, I'm not saying by presenting yourself a certain way that's gonna prevent you from being treated a certain way, but these are steps that can be taken. Sometimes people do respond to you or treat you a certain way based on perception, based on who they perceive you are, or based on what they perceive you're going to do. And we black, family. We black, so we not like any of these other races of people. We already got a target on our back. Regardless if you like it or not, regardless if you agree with that, that's a goddamn fact. You see what I'm saying? And I'm that shit gets to me, man, because I was a young parent. I know how it feels to have a young child and you still be young yourself. I get that shit. But we're going to have to wake up, family. We're going to have to figure out a way to institute structure in our child life so we don't have to, so the government don't got to do it for them. So the school system don't got to do it for them. So the penitentiary system don't got to do it for them. You know what I'm saying? So sitting down with your kids, sitting down with your really young kids and making them read, sitting down with your young kids and making them watch particular programs that, can help them, from an educational standpoint,